Ancient teenager just acquired future technology. Nano machine shattered his internal organs. Blood gushed out of his mouth like a fountain. It turns out that all this is his own arrangement. With such a powerful cause and effect. No internal strength, he was unharmed. This will easily arouse the suspicion of others. So he used the nano machine. He made his body suffer a serious injury. Left protector Li Yanming saw Tian Ruming spitting blood and fell to the ground. He leapt and appeared beside him. He grabbed his wrist. A pure internal force was injected into his body. At this time, Li Yanming's expression suddenly became shocked beyond compare. This test just now. He was sure that Tian Ruming had no charm at all. He was able to hold on until the end because of his own willpower. So he arranged for someone to take him to the infirmary. On the way to the infirmary, Tian Ruming had the nano machine to repair the damaged internal organs. Li Yanming looked at Xiang Yusu with a reproachful face. He said, "That's too much. The fifth elder has no internal strength at all. Almost just one step away from killing the person." Hearing this, Yusu looked unfortunate. How could someone not rely on internal strength? Only rely on perseverance to hold on. Yinbo Gongtian was sent to the infirmary. Dr. Bai Zhongming saw that a patient was brought here. He was very excited. Today was his first day as the head of the infirmary. He was so happy to have a patient. He put his hand on Tian Ruming's pulse. He was sure that he had suffered an internal injury. But what puzzled him was, this internal injury was bleeding too much. So he prepared to treat it with acupuncture first. Just as he reached the door was opened. The sudden appearance of a person scared him. When he saw that it was the young protector Yiman, he went to Tian Ruming's bed. He said in a gloomy voice, "Why are you pretending to sleep?" Seeing that Tian Ruming did not have any reaction, he raised his palm. Then threw the internal force to help Tian Ruming up from the bed. At this moment, Tian Ruming felt like his body was bound by an invisible force. He could not move. Then Guardian Yi fiercely said, "If you continue to pretend to sleep, I'm going to hit you in the face." Hearing this, Dazed as Life fiercely opened his eyes. "How do you know?" "See this Yimeng, haha, laughing boy. You really are different. Seeing me is not a bit panic. Like you so persevering kid has not many." The words just fell. Heavenly Life will spit out a mouthful of fresh blood. Yimeng is strong and healthy. A stream of pure internal energy was injected into his body. Tian Ruming immediately felt more comfortable. Seeing that his body is better, Yimeng then said, "Kid, I'll take you as a disciple. This man has to drink 800 pounds of wine every day. This man is the heavenly demon god sect and protector Yimao. He wants to take Tian Ruming as a disciple. And the Sky is Life worried that this person has other purposes. Knowing that he has problems with the 6 sections. But he still wanted to take him as a disciple. He was worried that it was a trap. Hesitant to agree to see Tian Ruming hesitate to speak. Guardian Yi fiercely took out a piece of paper from his pocket and slapped it on his bedside. "You were sent to the infirmary just after entering the magic pipe, and will stay here for 14 days. Do you know why those people were also injured? But they were not sent to the infirmary." When I heard this, I realized that so many people were injured in the square before. Indeed, he was the only one who was sent to the infirmary. Yimeng saw that Tian Ruming's heart was a little shaken. Then he said it was because they had internal injuries. Can heal with luck. And you are not even bad at internal energy. Want to cure internal injuries in a short time is impossible. Tian Ruming looked unremitting and thought inwardly, who said it was impossible? I have a nano machine. I can heal in a few hours. But in order to avoid suspicion, I still have to stay here for 14 days. Then he thought of the paper on the bed. So he opened his mouth and asked, "Is that piece of paper an internal energy technique?" Yimeng proudly said yes. That is the internal power of the protector. If you become a disciple of the protector, I will immediately begin to teach you internal energy techniques. At that moment, after weighing the pros and cons, Tian Ruming knelt down directly. With a bang, he kowtowed his head. Said in a loud voice, "Master is above, accept the disciple's obeisance." Yimeng grinned. The palm of his hand raised. Tian Ruming's body then uncontrollably stood up by itself. Yimeng instructed. "You first memorize the key to internal energy techniques. Next time you come here, I'll teach you how to do it." At this moment, only 400 people remained in the square who had passed the first stage of the examination. More than 400 people who did not pass the people are still not convinced. Finally, they were knocked out and carried out directly. The second stage of the test was teamwork. The next step was to group the people who passed the test. What a coincidence. Tian Rufei and the Tianwu police who always wanted to kill him. They were grouped together. The young man did not cultivate internal strength, but he had already opened up his 2 veins. His body strength is much stronger than that of a body dancer. This is all because of the inner sensitive memory martial arts school received before. By the end of the second stage of the examination group, Heavenly Life and Heavenly Martial Police in a group. After all the people in the square had dispersed, Tianwu Police took the initiative to find the instructor in charge of their training. He wanted to go to the infirmary to find Tian Ruming. Tell him the rules of the second stage of the test. The instructor was very happy to see his group's members being so supportive and friendly. He was very happy to see the members of his group so friendly and supportive. He said directly that I would help you go to the infirmary. Tell him the rules of the test. Hearing this, Tianwu Police inner opinion. He wanted to take this opportunity to go to the infirmary to abolish the sky as life. But the plan fell through. The next morning, Yimeng came to Tian Ruming's room to meet him. He asked him if he had memorized the key to internal energy. Fortunately, last night, Tian Ruming had the nano machine sweep. He saw that his disciple was so motivated even though he had suffered internal injuries. He was very pleased. Then he asked Tian Ruming to sit down on his knees. Yimeng decided to use internal force to directly open his closed, blocked meridians. He slapped his palm on Tian Ruming's back. A stream of pure internal energy was injected into his body. As the qi traveled through his body, Yimeng's expression became shocked. He felt that Tian Ruming's strange meridians and 8 veins were clear and unobstructed. He could circulate his internal energy without any obstruction. At this moment, he was even more confident. Within 7 days, he would be able to cultivate his internal energy. 1 hour later, Yimeng slowly withdrew his palm. By now he was slightly tired. And Tian Ruming also remembered the luck route. The next day, in the quiet infirmary, suddenly another man was brought in. He said he had been accidentally stabbed in the back by a tendon during training. Dr. Bai carefully stitched up his wound. At the end of the day, the man got up from his bed. He picked up Dr. Beck's scalpel. He slowly walked to Tian Ruming's bedside. He looked at Tian Ruming who was sleeping. He grabbed Tian Ruming's ankle. The knife went to the tip of his toe. This elixir is not even for a BMW car. Is it because it smells like shit? No, because taking it can gain 20 years of internal strength. Yimeng came to Tian Ruming's room again in the early morning. It took Tian Ruming only 5 days. Then the internal force in the body gathered. This forced Yimeng to change his plan. Let Tian Ruming take out the magic dragon ball obtained through the first stage of the examination. Open the lid. A foul smell came out. He was about to make Tian Ruming eat the shit. He saw a man lying on the bed next to him, tied up. It turns out that just last night, this man stayed up in the middle of the night. He wanted to cut off the prize money. When he touched the body of Tian Ruming, the nanomachine's own defense was activated. Instantly sent out 100,000 volts of current. His hair was reduced to nothing by the powerful current. Tian Ruming tied him up and threw him on the bed. He took out his dagger and put it on his neck and asked, "Tell me, who told you to come here?" The man was emboldened and said, "You dare to kill me in the infirmary. Do you think you'll be okay? That's right, in the magic pipeline to kill fellow disciples at will. You'll pay a terrible price. Seeing that he didn't give a good account, he came up with a solution. He sealed the man's mouth again. He grabbed the man's hand. Then he broke his fingers. He took out the silver needle and inserted it into the fingertip. 10 fingers are connected to the heart. The pain was so intense that his eyes slumped, all twisted into a ball of pain. But his mouth was sealed and could not make a sound. In a short time, all 5 fingers were filled with silver needles. The man passed out twice in the process, just as Tian Ruming grabbed the other hand to continue. Man's head shaking like a rattle. Seeing this, Tian Ruming untied the rope around his mouth, without waiting for the man to open his mouth. Tian Ruming said directly that the sky is no police, right? The man was also shocked. I didn't expect him to know that. Wang kowtowed and apologized. Said loudly what just happened. I will not disclose to anyone. Please let me go. Tian Ru destined to use his inner strength to tap his fainting point. The man then passed out. Night Fierce looked at the man who was tied up. Because Tian Ruming's inner strength was not enough, the man was about to wake up. He tapped his fainting point again. The man fell into a deep coma again. Then he asked Tian Ruming to take the magic dragon ball. Tian Ruming put it in his mouth and held back the stench. The smell on the top made him want to throw up. He forced his hand to cover his mouth and swallowed. Then he sucked and absorbed the power of the medicine. Yi Meng helped him to absorb the maximum possible. But when he put his hand on the back of the sky as life, to his surprise, the power of the medicine was absorbed. In fact, all of this is the reason for the nano machine. Time passed little by little. Tian Ruming's internal strength was growing rapidly. Finally, he had gained half an armor of internal strength. He told Tian Ruming to consolidate his cultivation, with the internal energy as the foundation. Next, Yi Meng planned to teach him his unique martial art, butterfly dance blade technique. The illegitimate son of the master of the demon cult wanted to succeed the master. He returned to the heavenly demon god cult to take the martial arts test. The first test was seriously injured. Fortunately, he was accepted as a disciple by Protector Yi Meng. He was taught his unique martial arts skills, the butterfly dance sword technique. He didn't know that there were 6.4 billion internal elements in his body. The nano machine had already helped him to open up the 8 channels. In 5 days, he was able to build up internal power in his body. Tian Ruming returned to the training ground. He quickly integrated into the training team. The Tianwu police were still waiting for him to keep up with the training, watching him play the ball. To his surprise, every time the team changed formation, Tian Ruming cooperated seamlessly. Everyone else could not hold on. But he did not move at all. No chance. He planned to create an opportunity. He winked at a man. And the man understood. In the middle of the training, the man took the opportunity to kick the fart of Tian Ruming. What he didn't expect was that nothing happened to him. But he was jolted away for 66 seconds. Look at the Tianwu police hate teeth itching. Back to the dormitory at night. Tianwu police then, with his followers, to find trouble with Tian Ruming. He said he was a dirty bloodline guy. Tian Ruming said directly to him. So you're saying that the sect master's bloodline is also dirty? Heavenly Wujin quickly denied it. I didn't mean that just now. Enraged, he grabbed Tian Ruming's collar. Then he threw a punch. But his fist didn't touch Tian Ruming. But before his fist touched Tian Ruming, he was hit by Tian Ruming's fist. Just as he was about to use his voodoo empty fist to counterattack, Tian Ruming backed up and turned around to run. How can we let him off so easily after being beaten? So the Tianwu police took his followers and chased after him. Tian Ruming's speed was very fast. He felt that this place is very remote. So he stopped. Then the police also followed and stopped. As soon as he stood up, Tian Ruming slashed at him with a hand knife. The speed of the strong power of the Tianwu police amazed. He did not expect that the person who did not know any martial arts before. Now he became so powerful. Tian Ruming wanted to take advantage of the situation and attack with another hand slash. The police officer dodged backward. The next punch hit Tian Ruming hard in the abdomen. The powerful force caused him to retreat. Tian Ruming did not intend to give the police officer a chance to catch his breath. He appeared beside him in an instant. A hand slash struck him. The people next to him only saw a streak of prey. Tian Ru police dodged this blow again. Then a high side leg directly to Tian Ruming dry down.